a buck bigger than life with a story to match, and one hunter that's so deserving.
That's our target deer here, and we're hoping this is where he's gonna meet his final demise.
In the deer woods, you get out what you put in. Whether a weekend warrior or a year-long fanatic, in the end, you'll earn every inch. For us, that's a 365-day-a-year grind, scouting, setting up, making it a lifestyle. There's no words that can describe what deer hunting means to some, but a picture is worth 1,000 words, and now for nearly a decade and over 100 episodes, we've shared what it means to us in film. And more importantly, we've had the opportunity to watch, hunt, and just enjoy some of the biggest and oldest deer that call the Whitetail Woods home. This is Season 8.
Dean Partridge's Canadian Whitetail is proudly brought to you by Ozonics, undetectable, undeniable. Elite Archery, the world's most shootable bow. Stealth Cam, proven reliability, proven quality, proven performance. Excalibur Crossbow, the most trusted crossbows on the planet. Big & J long range attractants. The aroma is super strong, the range is super long. Nocturnal lighted nocks, switch on accuracy. The Heater Bodysuit, #1 in cold weather hunting gear. Hoyman, your land, your legacy. Black Eagle Arrows, superior carbon technology. Central Boiler Outdoor Wood Furnaces, performance and value by design. The Whitetail Institute of North America. Under Armour, go where you don't belong. And by Limb Saver, products that work.
This week on Canadian Whitetail, we're going on a hunt with none other than Mr. Steve Csizmar, and it's a hunt for a deer that's bigger than most hunters' dreams. My father had originally gotten Steve into bow hunting whitetails way back in the 1980s when I was just a child, and I've been hunting with Steve ever since. One of the most accomplished and deer-smart hunters that I know. This week we're going with Steve on a hunt for a deer that we simply call Big Boy. We had known about Big Boy for a couple of years, and 2015 was the first year that Steve decided to head in to try and get some footage of him. Filming the buck multiple times in 2015, the deer survived the season, winter, and had grown tremendously in 2016. Steve had been hunting the buck, but until late November, he had been unable to have an encounter with him.
Kind of excited. You see so many cool things during the rut, and the trail camera has been showing him moving back and forth through here on a regular basis. Some days he's in good light, some he's in borderline light, and other days he's in complete darkness. So
on this day, Steve would get his chance and an up-close look at Big Boy as he worked out from the timber. And after a season waiting for an encounter, Steve does what he usually does and elects to pass, hoping that with only days left in the season, that he'd survive and grow again in 2017. A difficult decision always, but Steve had played his cards just right.
This segment has been brought to you by Central Boiler Outdoor Wood Furnaces. A central boiler easily connects to your existing forced air, in-floor radiant, baseboard, or dual heat system to heat your entire home in domestic water. Central Boiler, performance and value by design. Canadian Whitetail has also been brought to you by Slick Trick Broadheads and Dual Game Calls. Glendale, the biggest and toughest 3D targets in the universe. Bog Pod, more than just a shooting rest. Raculator, score your trophy fast, easy, and accurate. And by Scott Archery, and custom bow equipment. This segment has been brought to you by Bog Pod. More than just a shooting rest. Bog Pod. Prepare for the unknown.
After passing the buck in 2015 and 2016, it was now the summer of 2017, and Steve was tucked into the edge of the field hoping to get a look at Big Boy. And when he stepped out, well, words just can't describe the sight. An absolutely colossal buck. Big Boy had it all: tall tines, a big frame, and unbelievable mass. Steve's decision to pass the deer the previous years had just paid off in spades. For several minutes, Steve was able to film the buck and just appreciate him in awe of what a gorgeous animal he had become. With a plan in mind, Steve heads back one more time in early September, hoping for a glimpse of the deer and any final clues needed for where he should set up. This evening, Steve just gets a fleeting glimpse of the buck as he comes to the timber's edge, then retreats. Now in Hardhorn, Big Boy looked just as spectacular as ever. And Steve was now confident on how to set up.
So we just came into a spot that we had set up last year. We're setting it up again this year. We got the brush started on the blind. We'll probably have to come back next week and touch it up a bit. But we're set up in a channel here that runs from the east to the west. The deer come out of the bush here from the east and they head back here to the west out to the fields. We've got a fantastic buck here. That's our target deer here, and we're hoping this is where he's gonna meet his final demise. So we put out our Big and J, we got our camera up, so we're gonna get out of here and come back in a week and check the camera, and hopefully he's gonna make an appearance here again.
When Steve returns to check the stealth cam, his setup is proven perfect, as the giant buck has been hitting the deadly dust regularly in good light on his way out to the fields. Now Steve just had to wait for the season opener.
Welcome to this week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment. Locate, learn, set up, hunt. Brought to you by Big and J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong. The range is super long.
Scouting is all about information, gathering and processing that information to give us our best chance in the fall. And most of that information these days comes from trail cameras. Continuing to explode in popularity, trail cameras offer hunters a valuable amount of information in a short amount of time. It also gives you the ability to be in the field when you don't have the time to be there in person. As we rely on trail cameras more and more, we need to make sure that things are done right and that information is the best possible, and that all starts on how you set your camera up. One of the simplest and most important tips is to set your trail camera up facing either north or south. We nearly never set up a trail camera facing east or west, because during the couple of hours in the morning and a couple of hours in the evening when the deer are moving the most, that's when you want the best quality information. And you don't want sunrise and sunsets in your photo, blocking your image of what buck might be passing by your camera. Facing your trail camera directly into the sun during the sunrise or the sunset can provide you with a silhouette photo instead of what you really want to see. Information on our target buck is always the goal: when, where, and how he's moving. And to do that, we use trail cameras to get those quality images. And once you pick a quality trail camera like a stealth cam, the next step is to have it set up right to be able to give you the best result possible. And that's your Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment for the week.
This week's Canadian Whitetail Scouting segment has been brought to you by Big and J Long Range Attractants. This segment has been brought to you by Glendale, the only 3D target with a replaceable 4-sided core. And now you can get 15% off all items by entering promo code Whitetail15 at Faradyne.com. Glendale, the biggest and toughest 3D targets in the universe.
Unfortunately, after getting set up and ready, just the day before deer season was set to open, we all lost an Angel and Steve. Well, Steve had lost his mother. Having taken some time out of the deer woods, it was now October, and Steve was now ready to hit the stand and had stopped by the farm to take a few last practice shots. In and settled, the deer begin to move when this doe arrives. A short while later, the bucks start to move, including this young up-and-comer. As Steve watches, the bucks keep filtering through, like this young fellow with so much potential if he gets the chance to mature. Even more tremendous young bucks arrive, and it's turning out to be one of those kind of nights. Those nights where the bucks are moving good and early, and Steve gets to enjoy the show with nearly all of the known bucks making an appearance. All but one, Big Boy. After an incredible evening, Steve packs up to return tomorrow.
So I sat this blind last night, and I seen a lot of deer. The buck that I was after didn't make appearance though, so we'll sit back and see how the evening turns out, and hopefully I can get a look at this buck that I want to have a look at in here. If he's as big as I think he is, he'll be in trouble. So.
Settled in his blind again, the deer begin to move early, the bucks as well. As more bucks filter through, with the sun still shining, the deer start watching to Steve's right. He looks over and nearly can't believe it. It's Big Boy, and big is an understatement. With the deer broadside, Steve is going to take the first available shot at a deer only dreamt of by most hunters.
This segment has been brought to you by Nocturnal Lighted Nocks. Simple, string activated. And now you can get 15% off all items by entering promo code Whitetail15 at Faradyne.com. Nocturnal Lighted Nocks. Switch on accuracy and let it glow. This segment has been brought to you by the Heater Bodysuit. The Heater Bodysuit is the ultimate cold weather hunting garment that allows you to stay on stand longer and sit comfortably. The Heater Bodysuit. You stay warm or your money back.
Welcome back. Before the break, Steve had an encounter with the buck that we call Big Boy, a giant typical. And with his steady nerve, Steve had landed a perfect shot.
Bucks were coming and going. I could hear some horn rubbing going over here. It sounded like really good horn on trees. I thought to myself in my mind, that sounds like a deer with big horns. And sure as heck, in he came. The bucks were coming in here like crazy. He just walked right in there. And they were on the Big and J. I lost my mom here back on September 14th, the day before opening deer season. And while she was in the hospital, she was asking me about my deer hunting and if I had a deer picked out yet. And I told her that I had been looking at a few. And so I showed her some pictures, and it just turned out that this particular buck, she said, "Oh boy, Steven," she says, "look at the horns on that one. Is that the one you're gonna hunt?" And I said, "Well, I'm not sure, Mom. I'm looking at a few." And that was sometime before, sadly, on September 14th, Mom passed away. And after a short grieving period and all the family stuff, I sat back and I was pondering on what to do for the season, and it stuck to my mind that that was probably the deer that I was going to hunt. Sort of a tribute to my mother. So yeah, I'm extremely happy it was a quick, clean kill, and yeah, it all came together. Sometimes you sit 20 or 30 nights, sometimes you sit 2 nights. Oh, I can't believe it. Diener is going to be ecstatic. I can't wait to break the news to him. So I'm going to calm myself down here, and I'm going to go over and I'm going to have a look at this beautiful animal.
Oh my goodness. Oh my. Oh, he is a monster. Oh man. Look at this thing. 3 years of video footage on him. Well, there we have it, folks. My 2017 whitetail. Major mass in here. Huge mass. I didn't take one last year. But wow, what a jumper. Absolutely gorgeous. What a stud. can't wait to get a hold of Diener and share the good news. He is going to be happy for me.
This segment has been brought to you by Wild Edge and the ultimate climbing system, the Step Ladder. Safely design your climb in any tree, anywhere, with the most versatile, lightweight, and compact climbing system, the Step Ladder. Canadian Whitetail has also been brought to you by these fine sponsors. For exclusive content, follow Dean and the team on Facebook, as well as on Instagram and Twitter @WhitetailDean. To view all our past and present episodes, as well as new original content, visit our YouTube, Carbon TV, and Waypoint TV channels. For Canadian Whitetail gear and apparel, visit CanadianWhitetailTV.com.